VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live. At the end of the 20th century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for the cassette that is our only home. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they found. VCR Party Live. VCR Party Live. Melinda's.
Well,
hello,
Melinda's. Hi, everybody. It's VCR Party. I'm Joe. That's Nick. There's Steve. And that's Weirdo George over there. And what we're doing is we're going to watch VHS tapes. I'm in our office. We have 10,778 VHS tapes. And we are going to watch some. George, what's up with you? What's your deal?
Oh, sorry. It was a callback to last week's episode.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad that you're using the presents that I gave you for the 2-year anniversary show. So
Right. And now I don't have to ever use them again, right?
nope, that's it. You're all done. Yes.
You only have to wear them when Aunt Clara comes over.
Serious question though. Where did you store the mannequin? Like, where is it in your apartment?
Oh, it's in my bed. There's nothing.
Okay, serious answer.
All right, perfect. Hey, I got some cool videos this week. Nick, did you?
Yeah, I got a few I can show off here. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll start then. Bob sent this one. WTF Taekwondo, which is a pretty good title here. I don't think
does Mark Maron host that?
That is Mark Maron. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't think WTF was a thing back then, so they were just like, it was fine to, yeah.
I found this one is I believe Bob Hedges sent this one in, our regular viewer. This is Ace Randall. And you know, most magicians, I think their whole deal is they have to exude confidence. I don't know that Ace Randall one looks like an ace or exudes confidence here, but maybe I'm just being too judgmental.
Something that does exude confidence is this video that Bob sent, endotracheal tubes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I didn't know about these tubes until just now. So looking forward to that one.
Hope we don't end up watching that one.
And then can I show that? So we had two Melindas come visit a few days ago from Minnesota, Shauna and Erik, and they brought me this nice thing. Camel Weekends 1993. It's Joe Camel and his buddies, and it's a weekend calendar, so it just focuses on the weekends. And 1993 calendars, I guess, are going to be good for 2022. So
83 ones are, I think, but I don't know what 93, but maybe they'll line up.
Okay, but look at all this. Why didn't they make a cartoon out of this guy? Like, look at he has what it takes. He and his buddies.
Yeah. He's cool, and the flip-flops he's wearing on the front of that calendar, I believe you also have, right?
100%. Those are the ones. Yep.
They leave camel tracks everywhere you go.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Look at them all back here. So thank you, Erik and Shauna, for bringing that nice thing to me.
That's a pretty good one to end on. Let's move on from there and get into Found Footage Festival Classic. And this week it's a fun one that has to do with the 40th anniversary of Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
I can't tell you how many times we have shown clips from One Kid's Opinion, one of the very first videos we ever found. I mean, we taped this off TV when we were in high school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a classic. And we should probably show this like once a month, because it's just like, it's really why we're doing this right now is because of One Kid's Opinion. That and Mix C. Like, those are the two videos. Those are the big two. So, yeah, public access show where kids reviewing Disney World. And up the seat of his pants, too, because he's like, how old is he? He's like 12, and there's no cuts, and he's improvising most of it, and he's actually pretty good.
And we've since met and befriended Mark, and we've done a whole, if you're a Patreon backer at the $10 level, we actually watched this whole video with him giving live commentary. It's one of my favorite ones we've ever done. So go back and check that out. But in the meantime, here is his review of Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular from MGM Studios. You know how you like to start off with a bang when you first come on?
We got to start off every show this way.
Where we just pour ourselves a little water.
Where it's hello, Melinda's, and then we all take a drink of water quietly.
Deer in headlights, and then
yeah.
Hi, my name is Mark. For years, I had been begging my parents to take me to Disney World, and last spring, my wish finally came true. So here I am with Disney World, one kid's opinion. In MGM Studios, a wonderful stunt show. Indiana Jones, epic stunt spectacular.
Did you use the word wonderful at 12? I don't think I did.
I wouldn't have used wonderful. There's no way. Yeah.
Wonderful stunt show.
I
would have said like rad or awesome. Yeah.
Wonderful wasn't until like 17.
Yeah.
This I give 4 Mickeys because they let you have audience participation, and they do stunts before your very eyes, including a helicopter blowing up, spikes going right under Indy's chin, and a boulder chasing after Indy.
He just calls him Indy. He's kind of on a colloquial basis with him.
He kind of sounds like me explaining what IMGs are.
Yeah, it's that long-winded, but he kind of just gives the bullet points here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the real stunt doubles of Indy and Marion from Raiders of the Lost Ark. The only problem with the audience participation, they don't pick kids. At least not as any of my friends or I know of. Because, I have no idea why. The stunts that they do with the audience aren't particularly dangerous. All they do is stand around.
Okay, that's his review. Hey, by the way, do you think this could be, do you think the Mickeys, which have become legendary, the Mickey rating system, could these be an NFT? Like, I know it's close to infringing on Disney copyright, but I think it's Huntsman's graphical art here.
Yeah, he could put it up. Yeah, he absolutely should put them up. Yeah, not us. Yeah. He should put it up. Yeah, for sure. Well, no, probably
different ones.
Mickey's with the mouse looking like that. I don't know. Disney's pretty litigious. I wouldn't fuck with
try.
Them. Yeah,
I don't know. All they do is just stand around. I love it. He's got a bit of a bite, even though he gave it. He's pretty liberal with the Mickeys because he gave it 4 Mickeys despite not picking, allowing them to pick kids.
Yeah. That's that's nice.
So happy 40th anniversary to Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of my favorite movies.
Steve, tell us about your background. Who are you selling out to this week?
Great sellout this week. Melinda Stan Hart is making a movie. It's their new feature film, Clygor in the Grizzly Abyss. And I liked when he originally reached out to me. He said it's a gore-soaked action adventure puppet show. So I think that this is something I'm into. They're looking for funding on Indiegogo. Is that the name of the site? Yes, Indiegogo. So what he wrote here was, I'll do my best to butcher this, but Kilgore in the Grizzly Abyss is a puppet barbarian splatterfest about a gang of warriors that plunge into an underground wasteland full of creatures of all shapes and sizes. If you love puppets, stop motion, monsters, gore, you're going to love this. It's on Indiegogo until June 22nd. So support Melinda and please reach out. But I'm definitely interested. I'm telling him to give me details. And so hopefully I'll follow back when it's going to be available to be watched. But please. I
like the sound of this. This sounds like a good one. Yeah. So
fantastic.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Puppets. Just puppets alone was enough to
gore and puppets. I like it,
Together at last.
Thank you for the sponsorship. George, we talked about the CPR dummy that you showed up in a CPR dummy mask, but people last week were, I think, disturbed by the fact that you were a CPR dummy for the whole episode because they said in the comments that they really liked your reactions to things, like for example, like that, like the raised eyebrows. They think that's half the fun of watching VCR Party, and I didn't realize it because I'm never looking at you, to be honest.
I'm offended.
Oh, I've always got one eye on George the entire time. Like he's like, yeah. I'm trying to make him react. I mean, that's the only reason I do a filth corner is for George's reactions.
George, react less, would you? Because we want to get rid of
hurting the brand.
corners. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see your face now instead.
Thank you.
I think we have time for some flying. It's a packed show, but we have some time for some flying windows. Let's get into those. Just when you think you've seen every type of flying window, Wayne, our longtime viewer, sent in some new ones. This is from a rubber stamping crafting tape that is not from Dee Grunig from the Magical Rainbow Sponge. I was really shocked. I thought it was her in the thumbnail, but no, it's a different blonde craft lady.
We have some other crafting videos like that about like the stamping and then the rainbow sponging. We should watch those and do side by sides, like how Dee reacts and how the other lady reacts.
It's a brutal rivalry. It was just take no prisoners when it came to
it's like a Bloods Crips kind of a thing. Yeah,
it absolutely was. Yeah. So here's a commotion with their release about rubber stamping.
Welcome to Commotion's complete guide to decorative stamping.
Those borders.
During the next 90 minutes, you'll learn how rubber stamps can enrich your life. You'll see that stamps can be the most versatile tools in your creative repertoire. This video
you got two currents going right now.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Got double currents.
They're weaving. Now watch the like I'm following the one on the upper left.
This video will teach you the basics of stamping and then show you how to use your stamps as tools in 3 distinct areas: stamping on paper, stamping on fabrics, and stamping on shrink plastic. We'll show you how to create beautiful, personalized note cards for all occasions.
Sometimes I'll just send like George or Steve one of these cards.
Yeah.
Thinking of you.
You send it to me?
No. I'm never thinking about you. But every once in a while, I feel like they might want a hummingbird for all their work.
Personalized note cards for all occasions. How to use stamps in your fabric decorating projects. And how to make exciting, lightweight earrings, pendants, buttons, and more with inexpensive shrink plastic. There's something here for stampers of all ages and at
George, did you ever wear that sweatshirt?
Absolutely. Somebody get me that.
I think it would fit him perfectly.
Yeah, it would be a nice
all ages and at every level of experience.
All right. Well, that's some cool flying windows, some thick beveled borders, and then the weaving I thought was very unusual.
That was the star of the show for me, was the weaving. I've never seen that before. Yes, George?
I got to tell you, I thought one of them was going to stamp. I thought you were going, like the window was going to like stamp down the paper and leave an imprint of that. A flying stamping window is the future of flying
I don't think they had the technology. We
still don't. I will say this. We have a lot of raviolis to get to. I have a video that I've never been more excited to play on tonight's show.
Really? Yeah. I've got one too. All right.
Whoa.
Let's show each other our raviolis.
Come on, let's see your raviolis. Show us 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 your raviolis.
All right. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first, or like how are we going to end on this?
I think everyone would appreciate it if I got my clowns out of the way first. So why don't I go? This is a video. Oh yeah, it's in a big stack here on my desk.
Clowns are your songer, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are. No one wants to see them, but I'm still going to play them anyway. So this is an instructional video by a guy. We've got a lot of videos from JT Bubba Sykes from Florida. This is Revelations Through Illusions, clown style. Clown style, of course, the least popular sexual position. This video is, it's basically like Bubba Sykes. He takes you through how to do these magic tricks in the name of Christ. Some of them are a bit of a reach, and I thought this was going to be a dud until I got to his volunteer. He has a volunteer whose body shape I like a lot. I like his demeanor, and he's the star of the show.
Now, sit back, have fun, and learn how you can use illusions to serve God. My little dog Spotty, he must have ate them all. Well, that's pretty cool, but you know what? Life would be simple if it was as simple as the dog eating the spots. Because you see, spots represent sin. And there's no dog can take away sin in our lives. There's only one thing the Bible says that can take away that sin. Do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah, you said it. That's right. That one person said it. You see, it's Jesus Christ. Only Jesus can take away those sins. Let's give the Lord a great big hand, will we? Thank you. And I've asked my
you just
friend
slapped Jesus in the face.
I know. That's got to be just blasphemous.
He's going to hell for that. You go to hell for that. It says right there in the Bible, like page 1.
And I've asked my friend Tony to come up and assist me with this trick. Tony, would you come on up here? Hi, Tony. How you doing? All right. You look a little tired, a little pinky, get a little rosy cheeks here. Come on. Been wanting to do that all day. On the count of 3, it's just shake it over the top of the bag just 3 times. And when you finish shaking it, say, I love Jesus. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, go.
I love Jesus.
All right, now reach right in there and grab one of your favorite balloons. I want you to keep this. And every time you have doubts about God's power, and I know you have some from time to time, you grab this piece of paper and you try to tear it because God is awesome. Tony, have you ever felt like the world was just squeezing in on your heart, pulling so tight you thought you would choke?
Yes.
Do you know there's people out there that actually worship death? That if we got all these problems,
his name's
we're
George.
probably die. Hey, you get out there and you serve the Lord with illusions. You too can do it. With a little bit of practice and a lot of smile, you can be a disciple for Christ. Thank you so much.
Oh, good God.
So loud.
So
It got so loud at the end. Sorry about that.
No, I love it. I'm glad it got loud at the end.
So yeah, Tony, the assistant.
Nick, I feel like you've shown like 15 videos exactly like that one in the past. I feel like if we went back, there's always like a clown guy sitting there with a backdrop and doing some sort of magic.
I mean, JT Bubba he did one called Hospital Clowning. And he has that same backdrop.
Oh, okay.
And he talks about like, never touch a patient's leg
That's
underneath,
right.
because it might have gangrene or, yeah. So he has a whole.
He probably just shat them all out in one day, right? He's just like, let's just shat them out.
I guess, but they're all like, I think this is close to a 90-minute tape, and Hospital Clowning is equally long. So it was a long day of clowning and ministry through clowning.
Oh man. All right. So last week I played that Santo Gold infomercial. That was this weird thing from Baltimore in the 80s. It was an infomercial that played late at night and was trying to sell you a jewelry store. Like you could open up your own jewelry shop by buying a ton of jewelry from them. And they were promoting their movie called Blood Circus, and got a lot of emails, people saying, like, telling me about Santo Gold changed her name from Santo Gold to Santi Gold because the Santo Gold people were very litigious. It turns out it's one guy who's the mastermind behind the whole thing. But Tim sent me another infomercial, and I guess they had more than one, and I had never seen this one before either. So this one is this is how he described it. He said, this TV home shopping auction thing provides more up close and personal time with Santo, plus it's bookend with typically lunatic ads from Blood Circus. So I'm going to show you just a couple minutes, and it starts off with Blood Circus, it ends with Blood Circus, but then there's like this weird auction in the middle, and they're making it up as they go along. So
just to recap, Santo Gold was a furniture or gold salesman who paid for time on TV to advertise that, but then just used it to advertise everything, his movie, his jewelry business.
I think so. Okay. I mean, it's still like up in the air. Like, right. Yeah, I don't. He doesn't really do interviews, so like nobody really knows. And I think that George, you sent me something saying he died in 2015, so we may never know. It might have. Yeah, I think this might be like an Andy Kaufman bit too. I'll show you more. We'll talk more about it, but let me play the clip. And if you remember when I played last week, they accepted CODs. In this infomercial, they don't accept CODs anymore.
What happened between last week and this week?
Don't you throw my money back at me, you hear? That's hard-earned money, Inspector. You don't just take it back.
What you just seen is a scene from our motion picture Blood Circus. That was the promoter and the fight inspector. They're going to do a wrestling match, and the fight inspector says he can't do the show, so they're arguing right there. A little bit later on, we're going to see some more scenes from the motion picture Blood Circus.
So the way he described that, I thought was really enticing, made you really want to see the movie, right?
Really sold it. It was a great elevator pitch.
Here we have a young lady here. What do we have here? Item number.
What do we bid for that young lady?
524. We're putting her on the block, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to auction her off. Not you, hon. We're going to auction off this beautiful stone. It's a genuine stone. Give me a nice close-up on
624 on that.
624 on that number. 4.
No! What are you going to sell? 89.95.
South of the South?
Yeah, well, yeah, totally. Who are these people too? Like, are they the jewelry store people? Are they his buddies? Like, there's so many questions with this. Like, who are these people that are enthusiastic behind him, like trying to sell this thing?
How much did you sell it? We're going to go for item number 646.
646.
Okay, here you go.
Do it. Do it.
Hello, Lee. How are you, Lee?
I'm doing
How are you today, sir?
Maniac
Lee.
Auction Network! Where you win when you pick up the phone and call us.
Call us now. And we're going to throw in, ladies and gentlemen.
And look at those graphics. Just look at this. There's so much.
We're going to throw in a Rolex lookalike watch. With it free.
Rolex lookalike watch.
Oh, watch.
Take a look.
Yeah. Take a
We're
look
going
at
to
the
throw a
watch.
watch in with it?
Yeah, throw in the watch. The designer.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful watch.
Culture pearls, ladies and gentlemen.
That $49 for the...
Look, these are scenes from the new motion picture Blood Circus, a comedy motion picture about the parallel world. I must first repeat their name 5 times. Blood Circus, Blood Circus, Blood Circus, Blood Circus, Blood Circus. Now Visa and MasterCard holders only. Look, order any item now for just $5. These sparkling his and her bracelets for just $5 a pair. Yes, with the 24-karat gold process. This 8-piece unisex chain set for just $5 a set. This 35mm camera, just $5, including the case and strap. The Survivor knife, just $5. 6 assorted earrings and chains, just $5. Or order all items shown for just $20, and we'll throw in this elegant ladies' dress watch free. The producers of Blood Circus are making their random phone calls now.
About the Blood Circus offer?
Did you hear what they said? Yeah. So the producers are going to call up random numbers. And so listen to this marketing.
Like what we did in middle school.
Right.
Dress watch free.
Listen.
The producers of Blood Circus are making their random phone calls now. The next time you hear your phone ring, answer Blood Circus and instantly win 1,000 pieces of jewelry. A trip for 5.
So people who, if the phone rings, you have to pick it up and say Blood Circus. That's brilliant. Then the person on the other end is going to say, what did you say? Oh, it's this movie that's coming out. It's this wrestling movie. It's great marketing.
Disney. I'm going to practice right now.
Blood Circus? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else. What happened to Dad? I mean, it could have gone so wrong.
We win 1,000 pieces of jewelry. A trip for 5 to Disney. I'm going to practice right now.
Disney.
Blood Circus, Blood Circus, Blood Circus, Blood Circus, Blood Circus.
There it is. Yeah, that's the essence of it. It's like 8 minutes long, and you should look it up. It's on YouTube somewhere, but not a lot of views. So then Tim sent me the website too. Look at the website's still up. It looks like, I think it was made in like 2001, like right when websites were being made. But like, look at it. Here it is. Welcome to the Santo Gold Empire. You got to check this out. santogold.com. Look at like this part here. There can only be one Elvis Presley, one Walt Disney, one Einstein, spelled Einstein wrong, one Houdini, and just one Santo Gold. And if you're going to spell any word wrong there, like Einstein's the one to misspell, right?
Yeah.
Look at this. The 2017 Blood Circus movie name has nothing to do with our movie name. Like that's right at the top of their website. They are infringing on our name. We are the original owners of Santo Gold's Blood Circus wrestling movie, created in 1985. Then look at making of.
Oh.
There's nowhere to buy it. There's absolutely nowhere to buy it on here. Nothing clicks. Nothing
Somebody
does
has
anything.
to have this.
I know.
You can click on the contact and then just put in a bunch of information, and I have no idea where that goes.
just type in my credit card.
I haven't tried it.
Worth a shot.
Santo Gold released a new album, I Am the Real Santo Gold, which I think is probably a response to Santa Gold.
Santa Gold, yeah.
Right. There's a lot of music here. Here's one part I like. Reach to the top, explore your dreams, and most importantly, learn from your mistakes and get past them like I have, Santo Gold. And then he gives two tips here. Number 2 is never hire employees to open up your mail-in orders, pocket the cash, and throw the orders in the trash cans.
I feel like this is Pavel Goberman's exercise video.
Or Frank Pachowski or something. Like,
Yeah,
doesn't that
yeah.
like just seem like new songs? Ants, I'm the Real Santa Gold, Vietnam, Some of Us, comma. He did a song called You're Fired from like 2006.
But
it's
not
like
the right you're.
Yeah. No, it's never.
You're fired.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of great
Perfect gift to send to your boss, spouse, etc. Well, those are really the only two worth mentioning. Wow.
And Nick, why is perfect capitalized here?
As I always say, for emphasis.
Okay, it's the important word, right?
I think that's how most people think capitalization works. Yeah.
Order the Bizarre CD, Bizarre spelled.
There we go. Yeah. There it is, Bizarre. And then you scroll down. There's a mile of blue, and there's more blue, and then you hit the GoDaddy website builder at the bottom. So, yeah, check that website out. That's a lot of fun, and let's try and figure out how to order a DVD. Also, wait, one more quick thing. Guess it's screened in 2014 at an Alamo Draft House. George, you told me all this, and George, you talked to a projectionist. Well, why don't you tell it?
I saw the comment on last week's episode from a viewer named Tiernan who I contacted. He was a projectionist, and then he said that because I was trying to track down a reel, I want to try to get at least one frame of it as an exclusive for VCR Party. He said that there were people who you knew who had arranged the screening, so I'm thinking maybe you can get in touch with.
We know Zach Carlson, who's on the show. He's a friend of the show. And so apparently he's seen it. I emailed him this morning. I haven't heard back, but maybe we'll get him on to talk about it, or he can just describe to us the movie. I don't know. I want more answers. I'm sure he's done enough research.
It's rare in these days. It's rare today that there's still like VHS and film mysteries to solve, and we got one. So let's get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Okay, now on to the video I've been thrilled about. So I was looking up hunk videos. Like we have a lot of them. We have like the Chippendales exercise video. We've got California big hunks. And I was like, are there any we don't have? And I found one that JP Morgan put out. And JP Morgan was on the Gong Show. And I never knew why she was famous. She was a comedian, singer. Why was any game show contestant or panelist famous? But I know that.
But wait a second. JP Morgan is also the bank. Right?
Oh yeah, I mean, yes.
No, I know, but like, was she doing a spoof on that, or was that just coincidence?
It's a good question. I mean, she spelled it Jayp. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. But I remember reading Chuck Barris's book in high school, and it turns out he had a fling with JP Morgan. That's some serious dirt on
You heard it here first.
Yeah. She put out this video called Cooking with Beefcake 2 with JP Morgan and the Beefcake Boys. And on the back, there's some of the beefcakes. And I was like, could this be everything I hoped it would be, which was, her cooking with hunks, a lot of, Blanche Dubois style innuendos. It's exactly what it is, and so much more. And again, this is one kind of like where I was watching it, like the JT Bubba Sykes Clown video. I thought it was one thing, and then I liked it for a whole new reason at the end. And it's because one of the hunks thinks he's an impressionist. That's all I'm going to tell you. So
say no more.
Here's my edit of a video that, guess how long it is?
90 minutes.
Nope. Think of a more cheeky number.
69 minutes.
Exactly 69 minutes.
Yep. Good one.
Here we go.
Nice.
Is this a sequel then?
Yeah, I was looking that up too. Apparently there was an original one, not hosted by JP Morgan, but there was another one. But I haven't been able to find it. So that's another mystery. We want to know more about it. I haven't seen the cover. Really, I just saw one listing for it somewhere online.
This show is designed for all of you out there who want to enjoy the great food of Southern California and the men who come with it. So come on into my kitchen and have a good time.
There's a butt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a dancer. Wonderful. What's a cocktail without an appetizer? Well, here's a cute little appetizer. Victor Brooks. Victor, come on in here.
Hello, JP.
Ah, isn't he gorgeous? And I own him, lock, stock, and barrel. You got to go there sometime. It's a great restaurant.
I'll get the ingredients.
Yes, and I'll read the ingredients. Well, do you know you have a twitch? Oh well. I mean it. Don't burn your mouth. Oh, they drip here. My very own menage a trois. This is Tom Robbins and John Robb. Are you hungry?
Ready to eat, JP.
Oh, good. John, would you go get the ingredients, please?
Sure thing. And don't be chicken about it.
Yeah.
Good move, John. Thanks, Tom.
That was the tastiest menage a trois I've ever
This
had.
video's so weird.
Yes, JP, so what's
It's
next?
very strange. I mean, they do show you how to cook everything, and you know.
Oh, they do. So is that the point of it? Like to actually
Yeah,
teach you
they
something?
actually do give you the recipes and what ingredients you need, and then they show you how to do it. But those aren't the interesting parts. So
Good move, John. Thanks, Tom.
That was the tastiest menage a trois I've ever had.
Yes, JP, so what's next?
Dessert.
Really? What are we gonna make?
Tracks.
what do you think about that wordplay there? What are you gonna make? Tracks. So she's gonna make tracks by leaving? Is that the idea? When you say you're making tracks?
Oh yeah.
but
She's
she
gonna make
doesn't
tracks.
leave. She makes them
Does she-
leave.
But she changes them into other guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
JP, so what's next?
Dessert.
Really? What are we gonna make?
Tracks.
Now that can't be sanitary
What
for
kept
the
you?
woodblock
It's
counter.
tart time.
Yeah, it kind of grosses me out a little
We're
bit.
gonna start using this soon.
Having like an anus that close to food.
You're
Yeah,
gonna need
any sort of
this.
butt cheek or anything. And then they kind of, I didn't include it, but they kind of slide off too, and you know.
Like their taint definitely touched the
Yeah,
touched
and
the
they're
table.
literally preparing food. You see them prepare food on that same counter later. So yeah.
It's tart time. We're gonna start using this soon. You're gonna need this.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna show you how to do it. And the man to help me makes me laugh and makes me crazy, and
Here's the
he's as
star of
silly
the
as a
show.
little dog. And it's not Peter Falk, and it isn't Gregory Peck, and it's not Mr. T, and it ain't Sylvester Stallone. It's Jason Holt. Come on in here, silly.
JP, what do you want from me? What do you want from me, JP?
Cut it out, cut it out.
Okay.
I guess that's his Peter Falk impression. Well, Columbo, basically. But yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I thought it was Marlon
You look
Brando.
really beautiful tonight.
Was
We
it?
both have.
Back it up.
Okay.
Come on in here, silly.
JP, what do you want from me? What do you want from me, JP?
Cut it out, cut it out.
Okay.
You can't tell just based on
You
what do you
Yeah,
want from me,
no
Jared?
idea.
What do you want from me?
And here's my guess is when they were like joking around and like casting the hunks, he's like, I can do impressions. And so she really teased him up to do these impressions, and they're underwhelming.
We both have good taste. Mr. T, we're trying.
But you made me wait too long, JP.
We've got to do a pasta and caviar dish here. Sylvester?
Yeah, absolutely. What can I do for you? You know what I mean? Les ingredients.
Robin?
Nanu. Stallone and Williams in one. Nanu. I love to do the impressions, darling. Where do you want this?
Right here. This is
So
the
that
end of our
was-
show.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin here.
I've never seen anybody do an impression and then you see their ass.
Exactly. That's why it was so layered. It was like he's doing Sylvester Stallone as Robin Williams as Sylvester Stallone, but then you see his ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
it doesn't look like JP was that impressed with that impression.
No, I think even he knew it wasn't that good.
Yeah. And even here, it's kind of like she put him on the spot to do an impression. And he didn't know what to say. So he's like, hey, how you doing? You know.
Yeah. Then he did what's the combo?
Absolutely.
The combo is Sylvester Stallone with Mark for Mark.
Okay.
So
we'll watch that again.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you? Know what I mean? And then here's the.
L'ingrédience.
Robin?
Nanu. Stallone and Williams in one. Nanu. I love the good impressions, darling. Where do you want this?
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the end of our show, and we hope you had a great
right here
time.
where the other guy's
learned
asses
some wonderful
were.
recipes.
Yep.
And found something you could sink your teeth into. I know I did. Oh, I know what you've been waiting for. Drop them.
It's insane. So the whole thing was 69 minutes.
Wait, did you get the music too? It's like a Primus song.
Les Claypool did the soundtrack. Yeah. So I was cutting it down to, from 69 minutes to what I thought was a reasonable length, and I got my edit done, and it was 7 or 8 minutes. And I thought, oh, we can't do that. So I'm going to post that for Patreon members at patreon.com/found footage festival. If you're a $5 up, I'll post the extended cut of Cooking with Beefcake 2, and let's search for Cooking with Beefcake 1. It's out there somewhere.
Wow, that's pretty great. You know what? I bet she broke a record in that video for most euphemisms in a video. Like, I bet she broke if you watch the whole thing, if you just did like a cut of all those, I bet it's just constant.
It's up there, and it reminded me a lot of when Rue McClanahan in the dog care videos flirting with the veterinarian. She does a lot of innuendos too. Not all of them make sense, but it's thick with innuendo.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, so I told you that Shauna and Erik stopped by the office last week from Minnesota. Erik collects voicemails, like voicemail tapes, and Nick, we do that too. Like whenever we're at a thrift store, we'll go to we'll find an answering machine, and we'll take the cassette tapes out. And we had a huge collection of them. And I told Erik when he comes to New York to swing by the office, and that I would give them to him. We have so many, and he already started listening to some of them. He found some gems already, but he's been collecting for a long time too, and he played just one of them for me, one of his favorites. And before we get into it, why don't I play this first?
Oh no, I wasn't expecting this for an audio piece of audio content.
Well, I have to play this because it's just audio, so it's it's just words, so it's not. But I do. Yeah, good idea, George. So what I did is, since it is audio and this is a visual show, I went on to Google Images and I told the story with Google Images. So that's where some of the filth comes in, but it's really like the story. It's a conversation between an elderly woman and some other woman, and it ends abruptly and it starts abruptly, but this is the entire recording that he had, the way that he found it.
So found answering machine tapes.
Yep, found answering machine tape from Erik.
Isn't there a plug-in or something?
I don't. I never looked at it because they just hooked it up for me. And
yeah.
Isn't her voice great?
It sounds fake. Yeah,
it does. I thought it was like a problem with the recorder or like the playback, but it's not, because everybody else, the other woman sounds just fine. All right, here we go. You didn't miss anything. And then please let's observe silence during this, because there's a lot of stuff here.
No. I was going to tell you about my experience on Friday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, the lady was going to go to Cub shopping and then to Walmart. So she took me to Walmart and she said, "I'll pick you up in an hour because I have to go to Cub."
Right.
So they had azaleas there for a good price, so I was looking at them and picking them out. And then I hurried and got my stuff, and I started to sort of get my diarrhea.
Oh, no.
So I had to run in the store a couple times. But anyway, I was sitting on the bench waiting for her. So I thought I seen her car pull up. So I kind of looked, and she seen me looking, So she rolled down the window and motioned for me. So I had 2 carts. So I tried to get out with my cart. When she seen I had 2 carts, she helped me. Well, that ain't the story. Anyway, I got home. And then the diarrhea really hit me at 3. So I was sick, and then I thought, well, I'm going to get in my nightgown, get all ready for bed, and I went to bed, and I had got the television in my bedroom, so I put that on and was looking at it, and all of a sudden, I thought, my good Lord, did I poop in the bed? So I flies out of bed and runs in the bathroom, and I was shocked. My bathroom, or my nightgown, was full of red blood. And after I got done going on the toilet, I looked, and it was just all bright red blood. The whole water was full of blood. So then I grabbed a towel and put between my legs. I didn't know what to do, so I run to the phone. Anyway, I got my scattered rugs in the bedroom. Blood all over everything. So then Judy panicked, so I didn't know what to do, so I called Gary. And then he was in the middle of having Darren's birthday party. So he says, gee whiz, he says, are you bleeding bad? And I says, well, yeah, it's running down my legs. And he says, call Judy right away, have her come over. So then he hung up, so then the phone rings back. He told Debbie what was happening. That's his wife. So he says, Debbie and Tracy's on their way over. Have you got the door unlocked? So
That's it. There it is.
Wow, that was the time was done. So my guess is, so usually with the answering machine goes off, first let's solve that mystery.
Okay.
Sometimes like the answering machine goes off, but then you pick up, and in the back in the day, it would sometimes still record. So I'm guessing that's what happened. Right?
That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
And then it ran out. And then it ran out. And by the way, she's fine because she's retelling the story. I felt a little bad during that because I'm like, oh man, she just like shat blood all over the place. But she's fine. She's telling the story, and everything's cool. So happy ending to the story, right? I mean, we can only assume, right? They put a Band-Aid. Huh?
I think there's another happy ending here. I think if Stan Hart doesn't have an editor, you did an excellent job. You've handled gore, and that was very well done.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to thank the people at iStock Photo and 123 RF for all their help.
And of course, Getty Images. I cleared all those. So
and the Stanley Kubrick estate.
I will say though, like I didn't even watch the video at all. I just watched George that entire time. So and his reactions were really good. So. Good. So we're going to get more from Erik. Erik sent over a bunch of other good ones too, and he's digitizing all of our collection too. So maybe that'll be a new segment, Answering Machine Corner.
Yeah, he already posted one that was from our collection that I don't even remember listening to, because I think sometimes we'd collect them and
we never listened to any of them.
Yeah.
Just at first we did, but but
wow,
you wouldn't believe how many we had. We had a whole shoebox full. Yeah.
Well, that was the whole thing, is we couldn't figure out how to show them off visually, but I think that's the way to do it.
Well, Google Images have come a long way. Like I type in two shopping carts pop up immediately. So I think the technology is here that we can finally show off answer machines. It's good. It's a good time to be alive.
And that shows your raviolis.
Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis. Shows your raviolis.
I think we have time for maybe one nice thing.
Yeah, let's do one nice thing.
Ross wrote in, and it was about this video series, which we actually had in our collection of sports videos. It was called Baseball World's Defensive Drill Video by a guy named Tom Amansky. And these were advertised, I guess, in the 90s all over ESPN. Do you remember seeing?
Oh, yeah.
Steve's nodding.
I definitely remember those. Yeah, I remember those commercials. They were on all the time.
Yeah, and Fred McGriff was I guess he played for the Braves, was it? He was a baseball player who endorsed these on the infomercials. So let me first play the infomercial and then play the bombshell that happened. This is fairly timely. It happened just last week. So here's the infomercial for Tom Amansky's baseball videos.
Discover the defensive training secrets of America's finest baseball school in an exciting videotape. Baseball World's Defensive Drills video features professional scout and instructor Tom Amansky. Many professional players are excited about this videotape. Just ask Atlanta Braves superstar Fred McGriff.
This is the instructional video that gets results.
To order your copy for only $29.95, have your credit card ready and call toll.
It's a good read.
1-800-253-8005. That's 1-800-253-8005.
Let's move on.
It really worked for me.
Yeah, and so the little kid saying to him, "Yeah, it really worked for me," you know. So, but then here's the rub. Ross said that he was watching ESPN and they were interviewing Fred McGriff, and he had this to say about these videos. This is just last week, so this is hot off the presses.
Honestly, I've never seen a video in my life. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was like 19 years old, Steve Christmas told me, "Hey, go visit Tom Amansky down in Orlando, right? He can help you out with your hitting." So I'm like, yeah, okay. So now 5 years later, I'm in the big leagues. So Tom's like, "Hey, Fred, you mind helping me out with this video?" I'm like, "Hey, dude, no sweat. I'm in the big leagues now, right? You know what I'm saying? Kenny, but I've never seen the video."
So that's it. Fred McGriff, who for a decade said this video gets results, basically never saw the video.
Wait, so you're telling me there's lying in advertising?
I think that's the takeaway here, is that not every celebrity endorser actually endorses the product.
Oh man, I'm disenchanted.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think a lot of podcasters I listen to have never even tried Blue Apron, but I don't know. Well, that'll be the next bombshell. So thanks to Ross for that nice thing.
Well, this isn't. This is a nice thing in my opinion, but it's time to do our monthly songer. I know that this is the most polarizing video that we've ever played on this show. Nick, where do you stand on it these days? Do you like songer? Don't you? Because I know where everybody else does, but you go back and forth.
I vacillate. Well, here's the thing. I mean, I appreciate like songer. But there's two things I think that work against it. One is it's sort of been exploited already by other outlets like Tosh and stuff like that. And the other thing is that it is an internet video, and we try to keep those to cyber videos and have the rest be, VHS based content. So I think those are the major strikes against it in taking too much time up in the show.
Exactly. So this new segment then, Tim calls it a baffling non-joke by Daniel Songer. Okay, so he takes just a non-joke that's like 35 seconds. Before, I was getting pretty egregious because I was getting so excited about Songer. And yeah, other people have done it, but like I had never seen it before, so I was excited about it. I wanted to show it off. Yeah. And there is a strong following of people who are with me and love Songer so much. So I think this splits the difference nicely. I think that Tim came up with a new good segment that everybody can be happy with. It's only once a month, and it's called A Baffling Non-Joke from Daniel Songer. And this one's about toilet paper.
Hey, what's the new rule in this country? Take all you can and screw everything.
What is that? By the way, look at his outfit. Like, I've never seen Songer wear this outfit before.
No, it's normally short khaki shorts. This is as Argyle as it gets.
I think this is like a fall outfit. Okay.
Take all you can and screw everyone else. Where is this world going to? The quality and the quantity is going down. Everything, the prices, everything's going up. It's just, what's going on here? Well, you guys remember when toilet paper used to be this big? Now it's like this big. Man, I feel sorry for those people that have a big butt. Tell me, does Daniel got a big butt? Does Daniel got a big butt? Daniel's got a big butt. Daniel's got a big butt. Tell me.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the new segment. What do you think? And like, what was the joke there? Was the joke? Do you want to deconstruct this, or nobody seems excited to deconstruct this?
Well,
nobody seems ready to jump. I have a thought.
I guess it was that he had a big butt. I guess that would be.
But the toilet paper and we don't.
Was he saying that the toilet paper, the depth of it was smaller, or that like
I thought the thinness? I thought it went thinner, and I didn't know that was an observation. I didn't know that actually happened. Like I don't understand.
He looks older in that one. He's sort of like a lion in winter. He's like he's sort of slowing down or something. Like we're seeing the tail end of Songer.
Go ahead.
I became fixated on the background. There's like one chair in between two white things. And I was like, what is he sitting there? What are the white things next to it? I was trying to get a little understanding what Daniel Songer's life is when he's not performing comedy. So I don't know.
I was fixated on the 3 diamonds that were on his sweater. Like they were like perfectly.
He might be a golfer. I was like, is he dressed for golf? I didn't understand.
He also didn't have the confidence that he normally has on all the other ones. Like he's out there and he's just like doing his dance. And this one, he just kind of seemed a little bit sheepish.
Well, without the deck, he didn't have the solid platform on which
that's
to.
That's it.
That's Dumbo's feather. It's his crutch. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, Nick, you've been doing you did one Songer impression recently, where you did Songer doing a graduation commencement speech.
Yeah. That's what that. Yeah, you have to be a patron to look at it, but there's a video here.
$5 and up, and it's worth it. Just do it for 1 month just to watch this.
There's a lot of physical acting here. It's way outside of my comfort zone, but that's some of the stuff you'll get for the $5 and up patron. Yeah.
So, but you're going to make it a regular thing too. Like when the State of the Union comes around, you're going to have Daniel Songer doing the State of the Union. I had an idea for one. Remember Leonard Maltin? We watched that Leonard Maltin video of him introducing the Little Rascals DVD set.
Who could forget? Yeah.
I'm thinking you do Daniel Songer introducing a Little Rascals DVD set.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll consider that because it's kind of would be a hybrid between Maltin's, the series original Fat Boy, that kind of thing, starring a crestfallen alfalfa. It's a lot of like academic talk about the Little Rascals.
I can't wait to mash up Leonard Maltin with Daniel Songer. Finally, see, they don't do that on Tosh. They don't do that on Tosh. Yeah. They do that here.
But I'll tell you, I'll tell you what. I just thought of something that I'm going to use as maybe a springboard for that routine, and it involves the name Spanky. So I'm not going to tell you where that's going to go, but
I love where this is going. Oh, I'm so excited.
Try to put yourself in the mind of Songer, and
okay,
I'll do the rest.
All right, we gonna do some cyber videos.
Yeah, let's do some cyber videos. God, I had a lot of good ones to choose from. This, of course, is the how-to section of the show where we teach you how to watch internet videos. And one way I would start is with this video that I never really watched Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Did you guys?
If it were on, I would watch it.
Yeah, it seemed like it was always on in my house. I think my mom liked it.
Syndicated show. They'd show off wealthy people. And KJ, who was a guest on our Saturday Morning Cartoons Problem Child episode, and works for Night Flight, their streaming app, sent me this the other day. And it's Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous of the guy who did was the son of the guy who with his dad founded New York Seltzer. Do you remember New York Seltzer?
Yeah, I remember. We got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just spotted it the other day in a store and tried it. Really syrupy and sugary. I guess they revived it, but
that must be why I loved it when I was a kid.
Yeah, so this is a profile of this guy that I knew nothing about.
In the biz, Randy Miller's no soda jerk. His soft drink empire bubbles up over $100 million a year in sales. The high-tech exec doesn't belong to the pinstripe boardroom brigade either.
Think you'd be doing that either way if the cameras weren't rolling? Get the seltzer out of here, boys.
The high-tech exec doesn't belong to the pinstripe boardroom brigade either. He took a walk on the wild side and caught a tiger by the tail.
What? The tiger is his pet, and it actually does swat at this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this was planned.
He took a walk on the wild side and caught a tiger by the tail.
Swats at her, too. It's a liability.
Don't be fooled by the pet Bengal tiger, blue jeans, and razzle-dazzle ad campaigns. Though the president and co-owner of original New York Seltzer lives a lifestyle that many rich rockers score songs about, Randy is a hard-nosed businessman. Alongside his father, Alan, he ranks behind the two cola giants. They're the barons of the beverage brouhaha.
We've had opportunities to sell the business in the past, and my big question was, then what do I do? Go play? Well, I can play on the weekends.
Alan swears he only formed the company to keep the wild teenager away from motorcycles. It certainly didn't work, and Randy's offbeat style still shakes up Pop a little.
Randy likes
the excitement, and he loves the big animals and the strong animals. He loves that stuff, and it does scare me. It's a worry all the time, but there really isn't anything I can do. He's 24 years old, and he has his own life to live.
As one of the folks who live on the hill, Randy's high-tech home comes complete with state-of-the-art gymnasium and iron-pumping pal.
Why did he just fake punch his iron pumping pal? Like, he just walks in and fake punches.
With state-of-the-art gymnasium and iron-pumping pal.
That's where the tiger learned that from.
It's hard to get in there.
Now watch this half shirt. We talked about that koala half shirt we wanted George to wear. This one is the one I want.
You know, it's really tough. But once you're there, you know.
He's got an original New York Seltzer half shirt for the gym.
Man, that's beautiful.
When you start working out, you feel better. You know, you release a lot of that tension. My girlfriend, she helps too.
He's like Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights when he's making that music video. I mean, like, he's just every 80s excess.
It's really tough. But once you're there, you know, and you start working out, you feel better. You know, you release a lot of that tension. My girlfriend, she helps too.
Randy's big pussycats enjoy an equally charmed life. Free to roam the sprawling home, they even have their own temperature-controlled atrium. Like many young men who have it all, Randy gets an extra charge out of putting his multi-million-dollar neck on the line.
His multi-million-dollar neck on the line. So his neck is...
This copy is so good. Like, it rivals Only Malton. It's so good.
Yeah, I know. It's like Kent Brockman wrote it, you know?
Yeah.
Extra charge out of putting his multi-million-dollar neck on the line. Forget tigers and dragsters, they're kid stuff. Forget the water slide he's building from his deck to the bottom of the hill. Even that's harmless compared to his greatest thrill. You see, Randy likes to watch his own commercials on his big screen. One commercial in particular. It's the one where he climbed to the 9th floor of Hollywood's Mondrian Hotel, clutching a bottle of black cherry soda. And, well, see for yourself.
We stay at the Mondrian Hotel.
Yeah.
Randy Miller. He'll do just about anything to convince you his soda is the drink you'll fall for.
There it is, Randy Miller.
So that wasn't an advertisement at all. That was just like
that wasn't
just a
an
profile.
Ad. It was a profile of Randy Miller, the son and co-CEO of New York Seltzer.
Oh boy, that was fantastic. Yeah. Nick, what if you got like afflicted with, like, you spoke like that copy all the time, like you couldn't help yourself, like the words that would always come out of your mouth were those words. Oh, I would love that.
Yeah. Well, my multi-million-dollar ass would be in trouble. I'll tell you that.
Steve, what do you got?
So let me look at this. Amy Lee sent this one in. She sent it in a bunch of commercials, but this one is Cristiano Ronaldo, and he did a commercial for a Japanese product. Now, this is one, usually I do Jock Shams where
the soccer player, right? It's Ronaldo. Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's the Euros right now, so it's a little timely tie-in. But usually I do, you know, either the athletes are completely awkward or the script's completely awkward. This one, the product is completely awkward. So here is world's superstar Cristiano Ronaldo and selling a Japanese product. And let me know if you guys are gonna if you guys want to buy.
I'm just gonna say yes.
Good.
I'm on board.
Yeah, I need one. The hell is it?
It's a shake weight for your face. So I mean, you see him. He never uses it himself. He just will only hold it in front of his face because he's like, "There's no way you're getting me to do that. I'll cash the check, no problem."
You're right.
No way.
He never did it. Everybody else did it.
I'm not putting this in my mouth. That was the line that he would not cross.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Wow. That's
good one. That's part of your Jock Shams series, which I'm enjoying a lot.
And Steve, you're gonna order all of them for us so that we can have them by next week.
4 of them coming up.
Perfect.
Great.
George.
Well, let's see. Last week I showed some unusual 900 number commercials, and this week I'm going to show you the second in my 2-part series of Weird 900.
Is this it?
Commercials.
This is the last one you're ever going to do?
We'll see what the reaction is.
I love this segment.
All right. Well, that's one man's opinion. We'll see what other people think.
It's a 5 Mickey corner right here. I love it.
One's from the 80s, one's from the 90s. See if you can look into the styles of them to figure out which is which.
We're sorry.
What?
What makes people all over America break down and cry like this? Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call. 1-900-9099-CRY.
I need to find a way. Wait a second. Hit pause. Club. Wait. We got to talk about that one. What the? Yes. I was expecting it to be like a Ben Stiller show, like.
It does feel like that,
like a skit or something. That's for real.
That
Did
was
you do any
real?
research?
No.
Why do people want to hear that?
It speaks to itself.
I mean, I want to hear it, but like,
I think that's it. I think they're trying to get you to call just so that you can find out why these people are crying.
Well, I like that it does say, I believe it says, ask your parents before you call. I remember when I was in junior high, the main thing I wanted to do was cry while listening to somebody else talk. Yeah.
Same here. So do you hear people cry, or do they say things that make you cry?
Well, unfortunately, the number's been disconnected, so I don't know for sure. And
George,
they don't make any
corner.
claims.
This is your corner. You're the
cry
creep.
corner?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the cry corner.
George's cry corner.
That's a good one. That's a
Okay,
nice
so
corner. All right.
let's head into the 90s, shall we?
Okay, yes.
99-CRY.
I need to find a club, but a special club, you know? It's the Party Tracker 1-900, this be it. They've got over 500 LA clubs listed, including the underground. And they update daily. We're talking dance clubs, live music, yeah! Artsy clubs. My poem is called This Be It. Take control of the night. The right info on the right club right now. 1-900, this be it.
Right, that feels like an Andy Dick parody. That's the thing about this corner is that there have been so many 900 parodies that it's hard to differentiate between the real ones and the parodies.
You know these are real. You know that
Those
the
are
last two
real.
that we watched are 100% real, right? Because those are the two most incredible things that I've ever seen on this show. Period. Like we've been doing this for like 7. We've been doing this show for 7 years now, and those are the two most incredible things I've ever seen.
And they're also the polar opposites. There's there's heading into despair, and then there's I've got to get out of here. I need to know what's going on around LA.
Yes.
I want to point out something that so Gary Panter, who he was the guy responsible for like a lot of Pee-wee's Playhouse imagery.
What was there a documentary about him?
You might be thinking of Wayne White. But,
I think so.
Yeah, those two were both involved. But anyway,
Okay.
Gary. So, can you put it to the beginning, like the George, the intro, where it's the 1-900 insult? So several people wrote in and pointed out that the Mr. Insult guy from that's what you're cribbing from here. Yeah, 1-800.
Right. This section, this corner is called 1-900.
Yeah, but 1-900 insult is where that character comes from.
Dial an insult. Yep.
Dial an insult, right. And so Gary Panter's thing is this. Screamers was this character that he used in posters and stuff. And I think it pretty clearly was cribbed from that. So
No doubt.
Credit
for
where
sure.
credit is due. It's almost like that 1-900 number was unscrupulous.
I won't believe it.
Thank
I
you
won't
for
believe
pointing
it.
that out, or all who wrote in.
All right, let's get into some IMGs.
Chicken shit. Electronic video transmission uploaded with no intention. Harvested semi-ethically. Welcome to IMG.
All right. Okay. So Brad sent in a harvest last week, and I showed 3 of them. And I told you his harvest was like no other harvest I'd seen before. Like this was a good harvest. So I'm featuring 3 more Brads in this week. This has never been done. 6 from one harvest of 20 numbers. I will, if you want more, if you want numbers, I gained a whole bunch more harvesters this past week. If you want numbers, I will give you 20 of them. And look at this batting average for Brad, like 6 out of 20 numbers. That's huge. First up, we got 3396, 32 views, and he called it Greatest Hits of Man Burping.
Oh, he's forcing it.
Sideways now. He ended on a strong one. It kind of makes me gag a little bit, though.
Now, Joe, will Brad be getting any burp coins for that, or does it have to?
No, the burp coins are strictly from Tapia. Good question, Steve. Yeah, it's yes, 55 cents per Tapia burp coin. So I don't think I need to explain anything beyond that. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
We're on the same page.
All right, great. Next IMG, 3399, 116 views. This one, Brad, called Techno Surgery. And I think that this is like an IMG subgenre that I want to explore more, because I do see a lot of these where people make videos, but the video, I call them incongruous soundtracks. So like the soundtrack doesn't necessarily match up with the video that you're seeing. So here's Techno Surgery. They just showed up at the rave.
And your glow sticks go twirling around.
Oh, wait for the beat to drop. Beat's gonna drop. Here, take some nitrous now if you can. Take some nitrous if you can. Here we go.
Old man.
To watch it just kind of, it goes over. Yep, that's how we're ending it. Yep.
Okay.
And that was IMG 3399. Incongruous soundtracks. I think that could be a real fun subgenre to explore. So last but not least, this one 3383. I don't know how Brad does it. 9 views. Dog on treadmill. Very satisfying audio.
Oh,
that was it.
You know, that could. I would like to see. I would like to see one of our remixers take that and use it as a beat.
Oh yeah,
to
this
remix
sound?
Something.
I think we were quiet during it, so I think that.
Yeah.
I think that what else I like. I like the little stool that they put behind the doggy, so that the doggy wouldn't fly off the back.
Yeah,
it would keep the doggy there and make a really good video. And make a great video that's guaranteed to get them 9 views.
This might be actually the same beat as the techno song from the surgery video.
I think it is. Maybe they can make like a techno beat using the doggy on the treadmill. So I think we're quiet enough on there. I think that could be a fun one for Wanda Mixers. So
challenges out there.
Those are our IMGs of the week, and those are our cyber videos.
All right, a few announcements. We are doing live shows again, believe it or not. It's weird, but we're playing drive-through. They're having a big VHS 3-day festival in Mahoning, at the Mahoning Drive-In in Pennsylvania, Eastern PA. We played this drive-through last year, and it is incredible. They have such amazing programming. We're doing a new show there, Tape Trading Classics, and come for the whole weekend. You can camp out, you can stay overnight there.
I went to the VHS festival last year, and it was super fun. I watched like 3 like schlocky horror movies that night, and like, yeah, you bring your tent and you can camp out, and it's just it's worth a road trip. It'd be a good like summer road trip to come out and see us. And
plus, if you're collectors, people have tables with stuff that are swapping and
he
selling.
offered us a booth too, so we can put a booth out and we can sell some Martin Carlton t-shirts and some old VHS tapes, and yeah.
It's July 9th, 10th, and 11th. Our show's on Sunday the 11th, so come check that out.
We're doing EP mode on Thursday again. I think we're going to do more from the Wisconsin Dells homemade tourism video, but there are a couple requests that came in. Zach requested Queen's Home Movie to play that in its entirety. I think we could do that. Another idea I had was the Mike Rowe Home Shopping. Did we already play that or no? I can't remember.
I don't think we watched the whole thing.
I don't think we did either. So maybe maybe we watched the whole thing. Mike Rowe Home Shopping, because that's very entertaining. But I want to show you a clip from last week's Wisconsin Dells homemade tourism video. There's one part that happened, and I didn't think much of it, but then it just kind of sat with me, and I don't know. It confused me. So I want to see what George and Steve think about this. But we were watching the video, and all of a sudden Nick's like looking off to the side, and I was assuming that he was like looking at his phone or something the entire time, because he clearly wasn't watching the video.
Yeah, I was not. I was zoning out during the 7th minute of Robot World there, but yeah.
Okay.
No,
but wait. I'm going to just play the video. Let's just watch the clip, and you guys tell me what you make of it. What his excuse was when I asked him what he was doing. Take a look at this.
Sanitary, and he's not civilized.
All right, so you can kind of see already. He's kind of looking off to the side.
He's not dressed for dinner.
See there? He's looking off to the side, clearly doing something else. Are you paying attention? Looks like you're looking down.
The Lazy Susan Madame, yeah.
You are paying attention now. You're looking down. It didn't look like you were looking at the screen.
I was looking at my drink, but yeah, I'm paying attention.
Looking at your drink?
Yes.
And then he shows proof of his drink. Like, I have proof right here. I was looking at my drink right here. And he shows proof. See, I was looking at my drink. It's right here.
I'll tell you what.
Hold on.
Eye.
Let's finish the video. You're looking. Okay. Well, look at the video.
All right.
Okay, so that was it. What do you guys make heads or tails of that? Like Steve, George.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think he was looking at his drink, and it made him think of Nick Sips, because he knew he was about to take a sip, so he started singing.
Oh, he was self-conscious about it. Okay.
No. He was singing. He was getting into it. Nick Sips.
Well, I'll also say, like, he was looking at it for a long time before that too. Like,
well, he's singing in his head. He's singing the whole Nick Sips song.
George, what do you think? What's your?
I think Steve, similar to what Steve's saying. I think he thought of Nick Sips, and he thought, I've reached the point in my life where something that would give me pleasure would only subject me to further ridicule, so I must face my inner. So like, I could either sate my thirst, or I can sit here, and then this is all going through his head, and then you, the person who has caused this damage to him, interrupts the thought process even further, and just to drive the point home.
So, but now I have a new song. Now I have more material. Staring at Spindrift. Is that what you're drinking? Spindrift? There's the new song. I'm going to call up Todd tomorrow. I'm going to say, let's write a new song called Staring at Spindrift. It's going to be like a love song. And it's going to be all about Nick gazing at his grapefruit flavored Spindrift.
So if it's Nick sips, or if he doesn't sip, either way, he's screwed.
No, here's the thing. People spend $10 a month to do this patron thing, and Nick's off staring at a Spindrift. No.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
People pay $10 a month. They want us to be engaged, and we're on there for 25 minutes. We can, we can put the phone down or whatever he was actually doing for 25 minutes while people who paid $10 a month can watch this and enjoy it.
My phone was not even within arm's reach. I tell you what I was looking at. That is a Spindrift, and it is that was I think lime. I can't remember the flavor. Raspberry lime.
Here, I can pull up the video.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
what I was looking at was the fact that I just noticed for the first time that it has calories in it. I thought that it was a normal seltzer, with no calories. And I just been putting those away like they're water. And all of a sudden I'm looking at the ingredients and I'm like, oh no, these have like 10 calories a piece or something. And that's what I was thinking about. And then you snapped me back into it by saying, are you watching Robot World? And I was listening to it. But I was thinking about the caloric content of Spindrift Seltzer. So, and that to me is worth $10 a month. So
that's the kind of entertainment you can get as a $10 and up patron. So
and for free, we'll talk about the fact that happened.
That's for way too long.
But if you want the full thing, but yeah, plenty more EPs. But yeah, that was a very popular EP mode. People loved the homemade Wisconsin Dells video. It reminded them of summer. So we're gonna watch more of it this week.
And I just imported it before I got on here, and there's lots of good. So there's a lot of animatronics coming up for part 2. So
all right, I'll have a 0-calorie beverage in my eye line for that one.
Yeah, I feel like you could use the pounds, couldn't you? I mean, I feel like you could use the Spindrifts. You just like, right? Take off your shirt. Let me see how you're looking.
All right, here we go. Yeah, you tell me. I
don't know. Hey, another thing we got to do a vegan van. Remember, we contributed for your birthday. I put in a bunch of money for a vegan van gift certificate, and they're going to put up the vegan van, the
song and the banner that said vegan van,
and right? The banner of you from the Red Robin photo. Mm-hmm. They're going to hang it up really big on the side of their food truck, and we got to do that pretty soon. Are we going to be in Denver anytime soon?
No. Maybe on a layover somewhere, but no, not traveling much.
Do we have to be there for it?
I don't think so. I think if somebody takes video of it, we could have a friend Andrew.
Yeah, we have some Denver. No, we have lots of Denver Melindas that have already said that they'll do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's contact the vegan van and tell them this needs to happen soon.
I'll figure out a date this week, and then we'll have that big event. So
here's another project for Night Flight. We're going to actually have some of our content, and they've asked us to pick out 15 of what we consider our best VCR Party episodes. So certainly this isn't one of them, but we want you to go back and evaluate and pick out what you think are your 15 favorite, and let us know in the comments or send us an email at info@foundfootagefest. And yeah, we need help picking them out because they're kind of in one ear out the other, but I'm always surprised when people say, oh, I have a favorite episode.
Easily my favorite episode is when you put the 2 Rejuveniques on each one of your ass cheeks, and you were in genuine pain during it.
It was mostly having to sit on those the entire time.
I think I like that better than when you put the Batman cereal inside your anus.
No one liked that, especially not me.
Even right 20 minutes in, it was just like, oh, what have we done? Why did we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put up our most regrettable ones. Maybe that's another list.
Let's start off with the good ones for Night Flight, and then make people like the show, and then we can make them not like the show.
And I enjoyed your TGI Fry MG's first episode, so that's coming back this Friday, right?
I'm going to do it every Friday. I'm going to get guests on. I'm going to curate some IMGs for people. I'm going back to Wisconsin this week, so maybe I'll sit down with niece and nephew, or maybe my parents, or I don't know, people, and or even like Melinda's. I'll Zoom with some Melindas, and we'll talk about IMGs for 5 minutes. So yeah, it's $5 and up. It's super fun. Still trying to get a feel for the show. I don't know. What do you think about the title TGIF Fry MGs?
Rolls off the tongue. Love it. Going out tonight on Huntsville Rewind. They had digitized a VHS copy of a PSA that aired called the Neat Pete Shuffle, which is about cleaning up after your mess in Alabama. And Paris and Stereo remixed it and did kind of a cool version of it. And I put it to the actual video and remixed that a little bit. So I think we'll go out with that.
All right. Well, that's it. If we had been prepared, we could have done better.
Everyone's a puppet when you're dead. And if you like dead puppets, check out Kilgore and the Grizzly Abyss. Now funding on Indiegogo.
Wow, that was a good one. Nick, you missed your cue on that one.
You're right. I was looking at my Spindrift. I apologize.
I was like, maybe he started it when that ends.
That could be a new thing. Like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Looking at your Spindrift?
You know what? I was thinking we should do an EP mode where, for 25 minutes, we just stare at a Spindrift.
That's not bad.
What do you think?
Or I could just have a third camera on my Spindrift during all of our EP modes, so you can see kind of what I'm looking at.
Steve, will you talk to Spindrift about getting a sellout? Steve, behind you. We've been talking about Spindrift way too much to not get paid for this. So, all right.
I'm on it.
George, do you have something to say to us?
Please rewind tape before removing from machine.
We'll be right back right after that.
Put your right foot forward, raise your hand in the air, and bend on over just as far as you dare. Pick up the trash that's under your feet, and keep on shuffling down the street. Do it alone or with the couple. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle. Pick up the trash that's under your feet, and keep on shuffling down the street. Do it alone or with the couple. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle. Put your right foot forward, raise your hand in the air, and bend on over just as far as you dare. Pick up the trash that's under your feet, and keep on shuffling down the street. Do it alone or with the couple. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle. Pick up the trash that's under your feet, and keep on shuffling down the street. Do it alone or with the couple. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle. Now you're doing the neat Pete shuffle.
When we return, Dr. Sellner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
Rocks are done. Gotta sleep. Bye.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
What do you think about Bibra?
About what?
Mine not there for yuck anymore.
Ooh.
That's all I'm doing. Cheerio.
Tinkerbell!
We'll be right back right after that.
And Kurt Polster, the real great guy.
Goodbye.
Nice.